Hey, what's going on, guys? Cisco here, back from the Blue Up Project War Champ video. Today we're going to go over how to be training in the beginning strike EX. I want to wait a little bit because we recently just got a new EX card and now everybody should mostly have access to. Well, not everybody, sadly, because you do need to have some level characters like Shido, Aku, Gurasu. You need to have all these are more recent characters, so you can definitely obtain them. The only one that's a little tough is Yukimiya. Something that might not have Yukimiya. The other ones should be like easy 2 stars or like relatively recent 3 stars that hopefully you got throughout free multis. So yeah, and the new card, which I guess I should really just open up my box. Hey, sorry, I do have a level 100. Yeah, this card is good. Obviously it's still a free-to-play card, so compared to the actual paid summons that get 100 level 100 stuff, obviously it's still gonna be really good. But what's interesting about this card is that the egoist stuff. Now they never tell us how strong an egoist card really is. You say just 100% says an egoist card, but you could basically assume it's like upwards to like 60 times, right? And in that 60 times multiplier, if we just look at like recent the most recent Forza player, that's really strong. Like 60 times. Look at this. This is 23 times. And even some support cards, which the most strongest one. One that's stronger is this one for technical. For technical, if you're training technical, you should probably still be using this one just because you see it over here, 110%, and then once you get a little higher, again, you get 120% right there, 140% right there with that card, which is ridiculous. And what other card do we have? Like this card. What is this? This is the same thing, only 22x. So yeah, I mean the card is still very strong. Definitely use it if you play. Same with this card. It's decent. Like it's 2 things that you always pull up if you don't have strong options. So knowing that, we are gonna be training Ren over here. Yeah, we might as well just use this card. I put the recommended speed. It's the one that features Chigiri. The only change here is that we're gonna be using this one instead. Which for speed, if you don't have the Batra card, if you don't have this card at level 65, then you could definitely use this one instead. Only like a level 80 can this card really still be used. It's still strong, definitely still strong because it has a lot of combo effects, right? It has a lot. The Batra card has a lot of combo effects. The downtime this card has no such combo effects. Same the card itself is strong, having no combo effects. More than likely mean it's gonna hit less numbers in general. So something's lagging over there. I don't know if we can froze. Okay, well, whatever. So again, we're looking at the speed combo with Jiggery. Just switch out, Ren and Jiggery, and this is what we're gonna go with. So before you go into training, right? First of all, obviously, this is a question that I do see a lot, and it's like, which training do I use, right? Which training do I use? That's very simply use the most recent one. If you care about numbers, use the most recent one. Even for everything else, like the most recent one is almost always going to be better, right? This one is what came out when the game very first came out, like over 2 years ago now, right? Over 2 years ago, this one was also there, and soon later they got this one. And now more recently we have this one, so definitely use this one. And going forward, I mean, I'll make a new video when the next training comes out, but it is pretty similar because it's still at the EX factor, right? So yeah, just obviously go to the most recent one. So the thing about this one is that you know a lot of players in the kit are gonna have turn extensions. In this one, there's no such turn extensions. So it just turns into a point. Now this is not true. 1 point does not become 100 points. Actually, only becomes 10 points. So your guesses are down there. So anything that says like 10 turns extended, 5 turns, 7 turns, 2 turns, any of that stuff multiplied by 10, that's how much points we're gonna get, right? Now this thing can go over 1,000, which is why you want to do this new training as well, because the other one doesn't let you go over 1,000. And it doesn't say here, but you could use 100 points to trigger a boost, which can multiply this over 1,000 up to 4 times. Now that's RNG. It could be 2 times, it could be 3 times, it could be 4 times. And then guys, like some people, you can't just like copy these comps and expect the absolute value shows nothing. You can't just really copy these comps and expect the absolute best, right? Because like at the end of the day, it really is still RNG. So once you go in training, look at the recommended guides. I have on the video. Remember, if a new card or a new player has released, I should have a comment down below of that, February guide telling you what has changed with that new release. So knowing that, you should be all up to date, right? So once you're training over here and put all our players in the correct place, we're gonna try to pick up the 3 cards that we want to aim for. So this card, I know since it's an Eagles card, moving forward the new EX cards are gonna have the Eagles card. You should probably pick this Eagles card. So that's probably gonna be the strongest card. Your next best option is probably gonna be this card from the 4-star you're borrowing, if there is a 4-star for that type. Whichever level 100 player or level 150, whichever you're borrowing, will probably be the best thing. And any high card, like if I had this level 65, I might consider that. Or if I had this borrow at level 100, I might consider that. But for now, we're just gonna focus on this card for speed, and also Cheerleader's card for speed. So that's gonna be our goal. Now, if you're doing auto training, obviously just pick it. It doesn't matter, but it's more for manual training, right? So knowing that, we know this is gonna be our target. We're gonna try to get the speed stat as high as possible. Now we're gonna try to get the speed stat as high as possible over here. The first one, most of the time it's gonna be unlucky. You don't get nothing, so just click on the speed stat. And hopefully soon you get into Awakening. Usually it should happen. We did get pretty lucky and good card there, but normally there is one of the support cards is gonna have an event that immediately just gives you the Awakening. So here's the thing that I want to look at: special lecture. Remember what I talked about how you want the strong card, right? Where is it? We're training for here. So ideally we want to see that red special lecture on this card, and also we want to see 3 little faces on that card as well. That will be the perfect ideal. We have a red special lecture on it, 3 little faces on one of our strongest training cards. Then we're gonna use our 100 points boost on that. I will speed by if anything happens. So over here, this is a solid card, but you only got 1 face. Also, sometimes once you do enough trainings, you can get a general understanding of how high the number goes. So right now with 300,000. I know the Eagles card should probably be the strongest card, so we'll compare how strong it is when we do eventually see that Eagles card. Yeah, so again, I'm still got running. It's only got 2 faces, though. I mean, it's not the worst. If you do like a combo or like 2 different combo cards, and it will have a little indicator that combo has activated, right? It'll show another card. It'll show like a little lightning thing between those 2. I think you probably do want to boost it right there. But for now, again, we're just gonna keep looking on it. Alright, so here we go. So here's exactly what I'm talking about. Basically the perfect situation, right? We got a red special lecture. Alright, we got a really high number, 1 million. We got 3 little faces on here. So it checks off all the boxes. This is 1 win to boost chance. And we got pretty lucky here. We got 4 times right there. You're gonna click on it. Okay, I got unlucky with only 500%, sadly. Normally that could go up to 1,000 or whatever. So pretty unlucky there. But as you see, we did get a decent amount of number, and then there's some support events which honestly probably carry more. Again, similar thing here. We got red special lecture, we got 3 little faces. Might as well boost it, right? And then and most of the time the EX card, 99% of the time, it's probably gonna be the strongest card that you're gonna be more looking at. Which is why this free card is so cool, because everybody has access to this one strong title now. And again, so we were looking at this. Remember, the other card had 1,800,000. So because of that, unless I see something, because sometimes these things can't pop up with a lot of numbers. If it does pop up with a lot of numbers, then it was worth it. But since I know that's my general max, my general max is gonna be 800 to 1 million. I'm gonna wait until I see a big number similar to that. So here again, there you go. So there in this case, look at this. I was talking about have 1 million. This one has nearly 1.2 million. Check out the boxes as well. Might as well, right? Now, as you do more and more boosts, your numbers actually do stack up. You see over here, your numbers actually do stack up by a little, 5%, 10%, sometimes up to 20%, and it slowly does stack up. So you might casually see more and more other cards be just as strong. Alright, that one has nothing to do with that. And that's really the basics of it. You pick the main stat that you're gonna train. Again, now since we have this free card, since we have this free card, you should be able to train all your 5 stats effectively. And again, same thing right here. Checks all the boxes. Red special lecture. You got 3 little faces. Use your 100-point boost. And but again, it's still at the end of the day, it's still RNG on how everything goes. See, if I have enough points, I would probably put a boost there. But sometimes you just don't have enough points. So again, that's really all it comes down to. Again, you check out the boxes. It looks good. Boost on that. Now, the reason why most of the time you're gonna see like the best numbers come from manual compared to auto, because auto doesn't do any of that. If it sees 100 points, it's gonna use it. Even if it's on a definitively bad card with low numbers, the moment it sees 100 points, it's always gonna do it. So that's why auto is generally not gonna be as consistent. It only really helps like pay to win of well players, right? Because if you consistently have everything level 100 and all these good stuff, all these good gears, you're gonna be able to see consistently the best tiles pop up again and again. Because everything kind of just stacks up. So again, over here, check all the boxes. Looks good. Let's boost, right? And it's not bad. This might be my best run in terms of speed. We could get a little better. I was about to do it, but it was missing one little face. It could be a little better, especially when the points are so. See, look at that. Because we saved our points last turn, it paid off with the next turn having a stronger card. So that's why I'm saying that you really don't ever want to settle, especially in this case where like we're not getting since we're pretty free to play. Want to have access to as much points, so we really want to save those when it's at its best. Okay, well sadly it looks like this one actually has 3 million, partly because it has the level 100 with the chick green. And also another thing too, is that whichever level 100 friend you bring along, if they pop up on this little thing, it's more likely going to be the strongest one. So Chicory being there affected that. If I had 100 points, probably would have done it. So that's that again. So and now I know that 3 million is probably around the strongest I could get. So if I ever do see 3 million, I definitely want to do it, right? Okay, that's good. 2 million, not bad at all. Now, I guess I should have mentioned this, but once you get down to less than 10 turns, sometimes you might have a lot of points, and you just might need to spam them, right? If you have a good box, like sometimes you just have so many points, you have 800 points with less than 10 turns remaining. You just gonna need to spam them, because obviously you don't want to end the run with a bunch of unused points. You want to be able to maximize the usage of your points. So that is a little mistake from me. I probably should have mentioned that earlier. But okay, so if you ever get to 8 turns left in that first section of the training, and you still have a dozen points down there, then you might just want to start spamming it. Again, so we just talked about Chicory is probably the reason why this card is so strong. So it probably is worth it, even though it probably could have been better. But seeing your friend Chicory is honestly pretty rare. Or your level 100 friend, whichever side you're training, is pretty dang rare, so you might as well do it. Okay, we don't have any boost points there. That wasn't the greatest one to pick on. Okay, we got no boost points there, so I think I have to do on that. That was probably the best one ever when one has enough points. Now there is the little 10-point thing to redraw. In my opinion, it's probably never ever worth it to do the redraw, because think about it this way: you do 10 different redraws, like you do 10 different redraws, you just throw away a 100-point boost. And I feel like sometimes it comes back at you. Like sometimes you're gonna waste like 10 points on a redraw, and later down the line when you get a really good strong card with a bunch of numbers, you're gonna have 90 points, and because you wasted those 10 points, now you don't have enough 100 points for the boost. So I really don't ever recommend redrawing unless you have an excess amount of points, or you see a really strong card, and like let's say I got like a really like strong card with a bunch of these like gold effects, but it has no special lecture. That's the only reason why. Like, if it has no special lecture, you know, you could consider doing it. Oh wow, that is hilarious. Really good. That is hilarious. Now because I was you know explaining everything, you know, we could see that the video is like what, nearly like 20 minutes long, right? Once you get into, you know, once you understand it, like you can easily do this training within 10 minutes, honestly. That first 24 turns, like if you literally takes like a couple glance, you know, a couple of seconds just to analyze, like, okay, is it worth boosting? Oh, it's because of a new part of the day, that's why. Kunigami's birthday, so you know, while we're here, I did use my gems on this. Okay, whatever, subscribe. I did use my gems. This banner cost 6,000, but we had those 10,000 free temporary gems, so I used all of those. Now I still need to use 8,000 gems out of my own pocket to finish the summons, but this summon's amazing. You guarantee a 4-star. The rates for the 4-star are really dang high. The rates for the EX card are really dang high. This is an amazing banner. Hopefully you do not just spend those 10,000 warrior gems, because yeah, that was definitely one of the better banners that have released ever. Alright, let's just finish up the training. Again, this is like the strongest one that we possibly got. Alright. You know, sometimes, you know, there could be funny cases where like RNG treats you bad, and you could lose those games. Like sometimes it just happens. Like I've seen games like they go like tie, and if you don't win, it does make you lose a run. So hopefully, I mean, it should never happen, because like the modern characters you're training are so much stronger than the opponents. But you know, sometimes the dice rolls the wrong way, right? So over here we got 1.7G. Let me compare it to my last one. See if it really was an improvement there. But this one's only 800. Really that much improvement? It's kind of crazy. Oh wow, yeah, that was by far my strongest one possible. This one, yeah, this was pretty much strongest one. I wasn't even using the right card. Oh, this was just the boot. This is just for the events, just to grind points. I'm pretty sure. I was just grinding points for the event. This one was actually more accurate. Yeah, look, not bad. And so yeah, so that's the video there, guys. Just do that for all your characters, for all the stats that you are training. It really is just that simple. You just want to highlight the strongest training cards you have available, and just try to use your boost points effectively towards those training cards. There in the video. It's C Square. Peace out.